Democratic Socialist Janeese Lewis George holds a commanding lead in the mayoral race after campaigning on a platform that includes ending cooperation with ICE, city-run grocery stores, and free buses for some residents. With me now, Meghan Hayes, former special assistant to President Biden, and Matt Whitlock, former senior advisor for the Republican National Senatorial Committee. So here was Janeese Lewis George last night. Preliminary in terms of a victory party, but she'll probably win nonetheless. Listen here.
Our campaign has resonated with so many people because we gave voice to one simple truth, that the status quo is unsustainable for working people in D.C. As mayor, I will work with anyone who makes D.C. safer, but I will also stand up to Trump and anyone who targets our neighbors. D.C. is a place where we look out for each other.
You know, increasingly blue cities are going socialist because the allure of free stuff is a very powerful aphrodisiac.
I just don't know that that's necessarily going to come to fruition, right? I mean, I live in D.C., and this is not who I voted for. I'd like someone to focus on public safety and going into CVS and your items being there rather than being under lock and key or, you know, those types of things. And I also would like them to work on some of the 311, that's the public service that you call to get your snow removed, or if there's a rat problem, which DC has. So I appreciate that she would like to help people with free buses and other things, but just like with Mamdani, you have to govern first. And so there are some basic services that you need to focus on in DC that she should spend time focusing on, and not some of these other socialist ideas. Right.
You know, one of the things that she is opposed to is this curfew for, you know, that keeps teen gangs off the streets of DC late at night. And this was something that Muriel Bowser fully supported.
Muriel Bowser, to her credit, worked actually pretty well with President Trump on public safety issues and utilizing the National Guard to make the district safer. Janeese Lewis George's top priority is more to appeal to the far-left constituencies that got her elected, and that's going to be a huge problem for the District of Columbia, but also everywhere else, because the Democrat socialists are on the rise. They have about 250 elected across the country in some of these big cities, more to come. The Zoran model's working, and the infrastructure they've built to support these candidates is really something to be studied. They have candidate boot camps. They have resources from dark money groups funding their rise, and they're not going away.
You say more to come, right? These candidates are spreading like wildfire. And now Sherman and Peabody, I want you to get in the Wayback Machine with me to a year ago and listen to Meghan.
Oh, gosh. What might work in New York will not work in the rest of the country, as we very well know. His message will not resonate in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and Michigan, but it is resonating with people in New York City, which is a different voting bloc than the rest of the country.
All right, so maybe we're not in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and Michigan, but we're now in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and I stand by that. I do actually think that that's true. I think the problem is this is a lot of anti-incumbency. So I think a lot of people are just revolting against what is the norms and what people are having right now.
Anti-incumbency, what did Muriel Bowser do wrong that Janeese George is so upset about?
I think she worked with Trump, and I think people are mad about that. And then it's the moderates and this anti-incumbency, and you see it all across the country with Democrats and Republicans. So I just think, and I agree that those models are not going to work in other places. So I just, you know, in D.C. it might work again. Similar to New York, we do live in a bubble.
Well, famous Democrat Doug Schoen thinks that all of this is going to work against the Democratic Party and work for the GOP. Here's what he said in a Fox Digital op-ed. Far-left Democrats keep saving Republicans from themselves. Democrats are set to enter the midterm election, general election cycle, potentially with a slate of nominees whose positions and backgrounds may do more to help rescue the GOP than anything Republicans have done or will be able to do for themselves. Despite an arguably favorable political environment for the Democrats, the Democratic Party has yet again taken steps to shoot itself in the foot before what may have been emerging as a 2018-style landslide. Economist poll has got the GOP now just 3 points behind the Democrats in the general preference.
Oh, I think that op-ed was exactly right. When you look at Michigan, for example, Michigan is getting closer and closer because Abdul El-Sayed, the radical DSA candidate there, is giving Mike Rogers a huge opportunity to be the normal guy in that race. Same with Graham Plattner in Maine. Graham Plattner is one of the worst candidates we've ever seen in history, not just because of the disqualifying behavior, Nazi tattoo, and a history of abuse, but because he's a communist, and that's going to help Susan Collins a lot and the entire map for Republicans.
Yeah, Trump remarked when he was at the G7, you know, they keep calling me a Nazi. This guy's got a Nazi tattoo. I mean, come on. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.